What's up, everybody? This is Travis from Common Volk, here with an unboxing. Here we have a package from Aeroforce Technology in Ohio. We ordered some gauges, or actually a gauge, for our MK7 Golf R. This gauge is pretty sweet. We did a bunch of research before we decided to buy it. They have a pretty unique product offering from or for the MK7 series, whether you want or have a GTI or a Golf R. Anyways, I just wanted to show you guys what this unboxing will be. Here we have our box. Obviously, it's came via USPS. Very nice. I mean, there's no damage. Maybe a little ding there, or little ding there, but that can be expected with any shipping. So yeah, let's kind of get to this. It's going to be a little bit hard because I don't have my tripod set up, so I'm going to be unboxing this and cutting at the same time with just the one hand. So anyways, rest with me here a second. Give me some of your patience and we'll get this opened up. While I'm doing this, Todd at Aeroforce Technology is an awesome guy. I guess he's the president or the owner or what have you, but he actually, when I ordered it, I talked to him via email for a little while, telling him some things we wanted to do, because this gauge is pretty unique. And sorry if I'm making any of you sick with this wobbly camera and stuff. Like I said, it's a little bit difficult to open a package and hold a camera at the same time. But in any case, I told him that I wanted some functionality with the gauge, and it's pretty new for the MK7 platform, so they didn't have all the programming exactly done. And while I was talking to him, I let him know some of the things I wanted to have done and ordered it. And about a week later, here's the invoice. About a week later, I checked the shipping label because it said that there was a shipping label made. Here's some more packing stuff. And he had said that they didn't ship it yet because the programming was messed up for that specific feature I wanted. And so they took a bunch of time, and it sounds like Todd himself actually went in to the programming to take care of that and to figure out what it was. And basically what it is the functionality was for the relay circuit that they have set up. Basically, so when it hits a certain parameter, it'll trigger a relay. So if for example, if your oil temperature is over 200, or some other temperature is over 200, and you're below 1,000 RPMs, it'll kick on the cooling fan or whatever. You can set up stuff like that. In any case, for the Golf R, and I imagine the GTI as well, the programming wasn't perfect on that, so Todd took his time to make sure that it was perfect before he sent it out. In any case, as you can see, it's boxed up pretty nice inside this box. Very, very calm, or very sturdy in there. Here we have the box for the gauge itself. You can see some images of the gauge here on the side of the box, what exactly it has in there, some of the accessories, and then a little bit about Aeroforce Technology. We'll get to that in a second. The first part I want to look at is this part, actually. That is, let's get this out of the way. That is probably the thing that pulled me on to Aeroforce the most. As weird as it sounds, their gauge is awesome, but this is actually how I found them. I was looking for a gauge pod. Oh, come on. I was looking for a gauge pod for my R. I didn't want to replace the vent like a lot of them do. You have the APR vent, or the gauge pod that replaces the vent or whatever. I didn't want to lose any of that functionality. And so I was looking for kind of, man, this box is, I'm opening it wrong. That would explain it. I didn't want to replace that. I didn't want to lose the functionality of being able to manipulate that gauge and how it looks or what direction it goes, etc. So while I was looking, I found Aeroforce Technologies through this, and it's new as well, which I'm really excited about. If you've watched my other videos, or if I've posted them yet, you'll know that I'm very much a tinkerer. I like to have things my way, perfect, and I'm willing to rip apart my car to make it that way. So, anyways, it looks like here's some installation instructions. It looks like it works for the Golf, Jetta, as well as the R. Oh well, I guess the Golf is an R. Sorry, vice versa. You know what I'm saying. Anyways, here's this pod. Wow, that's awesome. It's very well built. You know, you can see here. I'm actually really impressed. I was expecting something relatively flimsy, but this is not in any way. It's very thick. It's very hard. Very thick, very sturdy. It appears, let's see, I'm not sure. No, it was definitely molded. You can kind of tell the mold from down there. I was thinking it might have been 3D printed for a bit, but it's not. It's molded. What this replaces, if you're familiar with it, is it replaces the defroster vents on the side. So if you're sitting in the R or anything, it just goes right up there. Above everything else. I guess there's a little adhesive tab there to hold the gauge in. I pulled this out of the middle. Let's see what this is. Oh, it looks like it's some adhesive putty, probably to stick in around the gauge to reduce vibrations and such. I'm not sure exactly. I'll have to read the instructions here. I imagine probably says something. It gives some instructions on how to install it. As far as removing stuff and etc. And in all honesty, it's probably really simple, and I'll make another video on that. But I just wanted to show us this, which I'm very impressed with. I'm real excited to install that. We'll put that to the side now. We're inside my shop right now. If you can see, there's tons of junk over here. There's a Harley, there's tools and all that other stuff. But in any case, let's get to the gauge. As mentioned, the box is superb. It's perfect. It's not some shoddy piece of whatever. Their website, in all honesty, isn't the greatest. And they're watching this probably thinking you suck, but it's not. And I was a little bit weary of ordering just because I wasn't sure of the quality of packaging. I wasn't sure of the quality of the customer service or whatever, but I decided to kind of take a leap there. And so far, I'm not disappointed. I mean, if you take a look, they put some real time into this. The box contains, it has what's in there, and it's handwritten. It isn't just printed. So, I mean, I asked for some custom stuff, and they set it up, you know, and they wrote it down. There's some real personalization here, not just some off-the-shelf, here you go, hope you like it kind of thing. Here we go. Let's open up this box. Once again, one-handed is a little bit weird. It looks like we got it there. We open it up, and here we have the gauge itself. Now it's in here a little bit. It looks like it's mounted in there so it won't move, which is great. You know, that just adds to the overall packaging of this. You can see it has the face there. It has a couple lights. The finish of this bezel is amazing. Let's see if we can get that a little bit better. Very shiny. The screen, or the protective glass over the top, very clean, no scratches. Overall, so far, very impressed. Once again, I wasn't sure exactly what to think. Overall, it has some weight to it as well. You can tell there's definitely some components in there. Some, what's it called as well? Just some quality in there. You can see the circuit board in there a bit. The connectors. I imagine this piece of metal is just there for mounting it onto the box, or onto this piece of cardboard, there's a lot to be said for that, I think. Using a piece of metal, which obviously costs more than just, some flimsy cardboard insert. They used a piece of metal to hold this on there. That shows to me a lot of confidence in the quality of their product. It shows to me a lot of confidence in the quality of their customer, even of what they would expect. So I feel like so far we can expect a lot from these guys. With the gauge itself, it also comes with a white face that you can replace that with there. I actually ordered a custom one. It cost like $5, I think, or $10, I believe. Maybe more. I don't remember exactly. No, this is difficult. Can't really get it out, but has a carbon fiber finish with the R logo there. I was a little bit worried about how the R logo might come out. Sorry, I was kind of looking at it instead of focusing on the camera. Let me set this, no. We'll just manhandle this thing, get it open. Let you guys look at stuff while I'm doing this. There we go. So, I was a little bit worried, and it appears that my worries were a little bit well-founded. I just want this to be an honest review, so it has this carbon fiber finish, which I imagine, well, it's obviously not real. It's a print, which I was expecting. It might be a hydro dip. I'm not exactly sure. But, once it's covered by that gloss, I imagine it'll be fine. I ordered mine with the R logo on top, and I was really, really hoping that it would be some kind of emblem on there, or some kind of, something of substance. But as you can tell, it's not. It's a sticker, which, is fine. I was kind of hoping for a little bit more, but it's all right. I'm just making this video so everybody knows what to expect. It still looks great. I mean, if you look at it, that looks awesome. When it's put on there, it will look great. So that part, I mean, it's fine. It's just, I was a little bit hoping for something else. Now, if we look here, we have the connection. The connection for the back of the sensor. And I imagine this is the power connector. This hooks up to your OBD2 port, and then to the back of the gauge, which once again, back of the gauge being there. And then it looks like there's two things. Let's take get some light here. Looks like on the top is where the power connector goes, on the bottom is where the interface connector goes. I'm not sure exactly if this is power. I imagine it probably is. If it is, in all honesty, I'm a little bit disappointed. OBD2 has the power to power stuff. You can run power through the OBD2. Now, I'm not exactly sure if the OBD2 puts out enough power, which is probably why this is necessary, but we'll see. One other little gripe that I have, just off the top, obviously this is a very sturdy, nice cable. However, I have seen, here's my thought. Considering that this will always be plugged in because I'll always need my my gauge going, it's a little bit big, a little bit bulky. A lot of OBD2's ports are just, they're on the outside and you can kind of see where they're hanging out. And I know out there they have slim versions of this where they reduce, this part to, this big instead of this big. I was hoping for a little bit more of a slimline thing. Overall, not a deal breaker, just an aesthetics thing. I'm kind of an aesthetics nut. But overall, I mean, it's a very sturdy cable. It's not going anywhere. It'll be very safe inside your dash. You don't have to worry about it getting messed up or crimped or hurt in any way. Oh, it looks like one of the little twisty things on the back of the thing came off. There is a quick start manual in here. Some other stuff. Let's see. Yeah, just give some, powering down precautions, installation. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. I'm not sure. I'll do another review on it. We'll see what that other... Let's see. Oh, here we go. Here we go. So it has the installation instructions. Make sure the car ignition's turned off. Run the included cable and the 3 mini wire cable from the OBD2 connector to the location of the interceptor. Plug in both cables at the back of the interceptor. Plug the main cable to the OBD2 connector. Connect the 3 wire mini connector, power if required. I'm not sure. Let's see. This power wire is not needed on most vehicles. The gauge draws less than 50 microamps or milliamps. I don't remember which. No, it's milliamps. Micro is the other one. When turned off, some more information there. So it looks like, yeah, it looks like this mini wire isn't needed on all vehicles, only on some, which is a huge. That's good. That's good. I'm pretty sure with my car being a 2016 Golf R, I'm not going to need that, but we'll always look. Also on the back, I forgot to mention this gauge, you can connect analog input to it. You can see analog 1, analog 2. When I was showing you guys the back, the top where I said might be the power, that wasn't the case. It's for an analog connector. So anyways, turns out I was wrong about that. They include it just in case, they don't want you to be left out in the cold, but it's not needed in all circumstances. So there we have it. We have the gauge, the faces, and the pod. Overall, I can say that I'm pretty satisfied with this. Very satisfied with the packaging, with the instructions. Like I said, my only gripe is how they dealt with this. In all honesty, I might see if I can take that off and go buy a third party, from China kind of thing. China sells a lot of great stuff for the R's, by the way. You just have to be careful who you buy it from. Overall, super impressed. I'll get this up online as soon as possible so you guys can take a look at it. I don't really have much else to say other than good things. Like I said, they made sure that all the programming was perfect before they sent it out. They really made sure to take care of me in that, and they stayed in communication. They got back to me within about 24 hours each time. Todd even was staying up late, apparently, to make sure that I was satisfied. So anyways, we will end this here, and I will walk you guys through the install at a later time. Talk to you guys later. Once again, this is Travis with Common Volk.